This is LeetCode number 9, palindrome number. So you're given an integer and you have to return true if x is a palindrome integer. So in example 1, x is considered a palindrome integer because the 1 in the beginning matches the 1 at the end, and the 2 in the middle can be any number because it reads the same from right to left and left to right. Anything under 0, any negative number, is going to be false. And a 1, 0, if you read it 0, 1, it doesn't read the same, so it is not a palindrome. So when you solve this for a string, you can access the character in the beginning and a character at the end, and you can continue on like that. So what I propose instead of converting the x to a string, we can take each integer and add it to a list, then go through the list and get the int at the end of the list, compare to int at the beginning of the list, and if it's the same you can continue, and if they're different you can return false. So for that I would just need a list of integers. And so let's take this number x, take x, add every int to the list. So we'll say while x is greater than 0, we will say L add x. And then if you use the modulo and 10, that's going to give us the integer at the end in the 1 place. So add the integer in the 1's place. And then we're going to take the integer in the 1's place off. And how do you do that? You'll say x divides equals 10. So that's going to be dividing it by 10. It's going to take the 1's place off. So now that will create our list. So in the same way when you solve the palindrome, you'll have an int I equals 0. That's going to be for the beginning of the list. And the int j is going to be equal to L size minus 1. So it's 0 based. And you're going to say while I is less than j, because this will break in the middle so that you can have that number 2 in the middle. And you can just say here, if L get I equals L get j, we are going to say I plus plus and j minus minus, and if they are not equal we are going to return false. If we get through this whole list, then we are going to return true at the end. Okay, so that will work. Let's take a look at what that looks like. X modulo 10. So you can see we're adding to the list here 1, 2, 1. I can update my test case and I can just say this is 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5 in the middle. So you could see here it's adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's adding all of these integers one at a time onto the list, and then it's just checking them to make sure that it reads the same from right to left and left to right. So that is why that works. And so for the runtime for this, we are going to say it's going to be x, but is going to be the length of x as far as how many integers it has in it, because it is going to look at every single integer for the length of x. And it is going to look at them twice, but you could still say that's going to be O of n, where n is the how many integers the length is of x. So the other way to do this, which is kind of cheating, and I kind of feel like it's not going to work, is you can convert x into a string, and then you can either go through it in the same way here, or you can just see if it's equal to the reverse. So if I did that, I also have to make sure that we're handling all of the negative numbers. So we just say if x is less than 0, we are going to return false. So let's try to submit that. Okay, thank you.